Today, we turn our focus to a rising leviathan on the world's oceans, the Type 004 aircraft carrier, often dubbed Fujian 004 in media shorthand, which promises to be the next-generation naval asset emerging from the People's Liberation Army Navy plan of the People's Republic of China. In this video, we will explore the evolutionary path of China's carrier program, the known and speculated technical characteristics of the Type 004, how it fits into China's strategic calculus, and the implications for America's naval posture. 1. Historical context. China's aircraft carrier journey. China's carrier program began modestly but with clear ambition. The plan first acquired the former Soviet-built Liaoning Type 001, a refitted vessel commissioned in 2012, which acted more as a training and capability-building asset than a full global power projection platform. The subsequent Shandong Type 002, commissioned in 2019, was the first domestically built Chinese carrier, but still used a ski-jump takeoff ramp design, STOBA, and relied on conventional propulsion. While this is a big leap, it remains conventionally powered, steam or boiler turbines, and still falls short of America's nuclear-powered supercarriers in terms of endurance and global reach. This evolutionary path sets the stage, learning the platform, integrating the air wing, building shipyard capacity and the supporting fleet elements. The Type 004 is intended to be the leap beyond nuclear propulsion, higher sorted generation, blue water endurance, true peer competitor to U.S. carriers. 2. The Type 004, known characteristics and technological leap. While little is officially confirmed, open-source reporting and satellite imagery point to a warship of 110,000 to 120,000 tons displacement, fully loaded, placing in the same class as, or slightly larger than, the U.S. USS Gerald R. Ford class carriers. This is a true game-changer. The Type 004 is expected, and widely reported, to be China's first aircraft carrier with nuclear marine propulsion, marking a decisive step from regional operation to global blue water reach. Satellite imagery from the Dalian shipyard has identified large circular reactor module covers, shielding structures, and hot assembly areas, all consistent with naval reactors. Defense security Asia. With nuclear propulsion, the carrier would not require frequent refueling, enabling sustained operations far from Chinese shores. 3. Strategic rationale. Why China is building Type 004. Shift from regional defense to global power projection. Up to the Type 003, China's carriers were largely regionally focused, especially around the South China Sea, East China Sea, and Taiwan Strait. The conventional propulsion imposed operational radius limits and required frequent logistic support. The Type 004 allows China to project power far beyond its littorals into the Indian Ocean, the Western Pacific, and potentially global seas. This elevates the plan from regional actor to aspiring global blue water navy. Army recognition. Balancing U.S. maritime dominance. For decades, the U.S. Navy has relied on its fleet of 11 nuclear-powered supercarriers, Ford and Nimitz classes, to dominate sea lanes, influence global maritime order, and reassure allies. The introduction of a Chinese nuclear-powered carrier erodes that uncontested dominance. As one article notes, the implications for the United States Navy are immediate and serious. China is signaling that it seeks not only to contest the U.S. and the Western Pacific, but to offer an alternative narrative of maritime power, supporting China's broader military and geopolitical ambitions. Carrier power is not just a military tool, it is a symbol of great power status. The Type 004 supports China's long-term goals, defending overseas interests, securing sea lines of communication for energy and trade, forging expeditionary capabilities, e.g., anti-piracy, humanitarian, and strengthening deterrent around Taiwan and in the South and East China Seas. 4. Implications for U.S. naval dominance and global balance. While the U.S. still retains advantages in operational experience, global logistics networks, and established air wings, e.g., F-35C, E-2D Hawkeye, the gap is narrowing. The Type 004 threatens to erode the carrier gap that the U.S. has long relied upon. As one analysis frames it, China's nuclear power carrier represents the beginning of a true blue water competition. Strategic headaches for the U.S. and allies. A Chinese supercarrier forces the U.S. and its allies to reconsider deployment strategies, allied cooperation in the Indo-Pacific, and anti-carrier capabilities, long-range missiles, submarines, anti-access area denial, A2WAD. It may increase pressure on Taiwan, raise risks in the South China Sea, and complicate U.S. ability to project deterrence. Logistics, training, and real-world experience. One caveat: building the ship is one thing. Operating it effectively in complex, long-range missions is another. The U.S. has decades of carrier group operations. China will need to develop doctrine, overseas logistics, and sustainment networks. In that sense, the Type 004 is a leap in technology, but the real battle test is in operations. Symbolic and psychological effects. The very presence of a nuclear-powered carrier changes perceptions. It signals that China sees itself as a global maritime power. Even if initial deployments are within the Western Pacific, adversaries and allies alike will respond to the shift in posture and threat calculus. 5. Risks, limitations, and cautionary notes. Despite compelling evidence, satellite imagery of hull modules, reactor covers, much about the Type 004 remains speculative. Exact propulsion system, air wing size, construction schedule, and operational readiness. Some reports suggest instruction has begun at the Jiangnan shipyard, Dalian, but a commissioning date remains unclear. Cost, technical complexity, and integration. Nuclear propulsion, EMLs, large air wings, and integrated fleet operations are complex and expensive. Problems in reactor design, maintenance, catapult reliability, air wing integration could delay or hamper full effectiveness. The U.S. learned that with the Ford-class carriers, China may face similar teething issues. 6. Narrative arc, the challenge to American dominance. Let's frame the story. For much of the post-Cold War era, the U.S. Navy has enjoyed near-uncontested carrier dominance, projecting force across oceans, anchoring alliances, and maintaining sea lane security. China, by contrast, was largely viewed as a regional naval power. But with the Type 003 Fujian, and now the forthcoming Type 004, China is signaling the transition from regional to global. The Type 004 is not just another carrier. It is a statement of intent. It says, China will compete at the highest level of naval warfare. It will be able to deploy force far from its home waters. It will challenge not just regional adversaries, but the very architecture of maritime power built by the U.S. With this comes a shift in the balance of power in the Indo-Pacific and beyond. Certainly, the U.S. retains material and experience advantages, but carriers are visible, symbolic, and China understands the value of both. A nuclear-powered Chinese supercarrier changes planning assumptions, forces allied navies to reconsider contingencies, and compels the U.S. to maintain investment and innovation to defend its traditional role. If you did, make sure like and subscribe to our channel for future updates. See you in the next video.